Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevala Brahma Matram Ahamahamiti Sakshad Atmarupena Bhate Hrudi Vishamanasa Swam Shinvata Majjatava Pavana Chalana Rodhat Atmanishto Bhavatvam. Hari Om Tat Sat. Upadesha Saaram. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, having explained about the puja, japam and dhyanam and samadhi or bhakti. Then the next sadhana, Bhagavan started explaining about the pranayamam. In the last class, we are discussing about this after the pranayamam, how the pranayama will help. Then what is the next step? So in that, in the 13th and 14th shloka, Bhagavan says, Laya vinashene ubhayarodhane Layagatam punah bhavati nomrutam. We have seen the meaning of this shloka. By pranayama, prana is controlled, and then because of that, mind also becomes passive and calm. Now here in this shloka, Bhagavan pointing out that vinashanam or the laya of the ubhaya rodhane, by restraining the both this prana and the mind, and absorption and distraction of the mind. There are two aspects here. This layagatam manaha punaha bhavati navu mrutam. This mind which is temporarily because of the some break like become passive and calm and quiet, or sometimes it looks like it has almost disappeared, dissolved. While doing pranayama also, we will feel the mind is quite calm, peaceful, cooperative and so nice. But in some other way, practices also, by sleep, by taking the drug, by taking the alcohol, or by giving the anesthesia also, the mind is temporarily disappears. Vinashanam. This kind of laya or the vinashanam is not really the death of the mind. It can come. The layagatam manaha punaha bhavati. It comes again back with the same its own vasanas and the nature. But it's not dead. We are discussing about this point of this mrutam word. We have to very carefully understand here. Mrutaha means the gauna ardha is Gaunardham, Mrutaha means replacing the unhealthy mind with the healthy mind. Replacing this naughty, uncontrolled, undisciplined, indisciplined and uncultured, this unhealthy mind should be replaced with the healthy mind, with healthy attitude, with healthy emotions, is called Gaunardha, means the secondary meaning actually. This is Mrutam. And same time you have to remember that Mrutam means not really the literal meaning of the death. Mrutam means only thing disassociation with the physical body of the subtle body is the only called the death of the mind. That means mind disassociate with this particular body permanently is called Mrutam. That's why when the person dies, keep side about the soul and all those things. Here Jiva, if you take it, subtle body if you take it, Chidabhasa if you take it, that only when it is permanently associating with this particular body, then only the mind, body dead anyhow, physical body, that mind also not known to anybody, not seen by anybody, it just disappeared, that's all. That is totally. It is not coming back again into this body and function like as the previous memories or the vasanas. Nobody knows where it gone, how it gone, what happened to it. Of course, Shastra tells about it, but here the point is Mritam, but not, that is not the meaning here. We have to take it is either this Gaunardham, replacing the unhealthy mind with the healthy mind, or if you take the primary meaning or in-depth meaning Shastrardham, if you take, by gaining the self-knowledge, recognizing my own nature, and with that Atma Gnana, Swarupa Gnana, I falsify this entire, the Prapancha, the entire Prapancha. Falsify means what? Midhyatva Nishchayam. So when I falsify the entire universe, the Namarupa Prapancha, my body also included in that. When my body is included, my mind also is included, because body, mind and intellect are nothing but the upadhis to this particular body, are all these three together, the upadhis for the Chaitanyam me, the original me. So in this way, the Shastrardham, the real meaning is that Mithyatva Nishchayam. So remember very well that even after gaining the Gnanam of the self, the Gnani also uses the instrument. Gnani also have a very, very nice and beautiful instrument of the mind. He uses it for a good purpose, he uses it to maximum, but same time that is not taken as the real. He never considers the mind as the real. Not only that, the benefit is such a healthy mind falsified by me as a mithya can never affect me, can never torture me, can never dodge on me, can never become a problematic mind to me. So now the mind is there, but previously it was a problematic mind. Now it is a unproblematic mind. So after saying this, Bhagavan in the 14th verse, just I have read this sloka in the last class, Once again I will read, because the continuation thought of that particular aspect of the layam and mrutam now continues. Pranabandhanat liyamanasam ekachintanat nashamityadah. What I spoke to you now told the Shastrartha, Mrutam means Mithyatva Nishchayam, that all Bhagavan didn't explain here in this, but in one word, second line of this shloka, Ekachintanat. Now let us see the meaning of this. I will just tell the word to word meaning first. This pranabandhanat liyamanasam. The mind goes to absorption. Mind is absorbed by the restraining of these vital airs. That is what we are talking. But adaha means here it is a pronoun to the mind. This absorbed mind, again it will punarbhavati, it is said in the previous shloka. But when it will gets destroyed, when it will become nasham, ekachintanat eti nasham, it goes to destruction only by, there Bhagavan used the word mrutam. Here the word is used nasham. So nasham or mrutam means, we have to understand properly, it is only a falsifying the mind. Nasham eti ekachintanat. This is very important word in this shloka. Now here ekachintanat, Bhagavan entering into the Gnana Yoga, Atma Vichara with this word. This one word is very subtle. This is only going to be explained further from 17th to up to the end of this Upadesha Saaram. So, Gnana Janya Manonasha Eva Layam Nasham Layam or Nasham or Mrutam. Okay. And so this ekachintanam, that means the realization of the Atma, by knowing which one, then who will know this? The mind only has to turn inward and recognize it, and then it loses its identity. So, ekachintanat, by the contemplation of the reality, okay, atma vicharaha, ekachintanat, by constant remembrance and thinking, knowing of the self, atma, that is only possible. That is only what I am telling to you. Now here let us see some more points. What is the healthy mind? Just now I told, no, healthy mind. Which mind can first of all anatma prapancha mithyatvam, what the mind only perceiving the world of the nama rupa. If it is a healthy mind, trained mind, cultured mind, the mind which realized the self and means recognized the self, then inside it recognized what is the source of me, because of which I am shining here, then it looks out through all the senses, this Namarupa Prapancha, as the Anatma. Now, to say Anatma or Mithya, who will say? I am only saying. I am saying with my mouth. I am saying by knowing in my mind, by understanding in my mind, because understanding can take place only in the mind. So without that mind, and if the mind destroyed and mind is completely nasham happens, how you can do the mithyatva nishchayam? So mind is very essential, it is there, but only thing is now it is a healthy mind. I am explaining what is the meaning of healthy mind. A healthy mind is that which can falsify and which never comes under the influence of any sensual objects because of any sense organ. Then it already looked in, that's why it is able to do the mithyatva nishchayam. Now one step higher than the mind, intellect is there, buddhi is there. Now the buddhi also comes under the purview of the jadam only, but we have to use that same buddhi, discrimination power, by conscious principle of me. I recognized myself. This conscious principle of me is present, its presence not depending on either this intellect or the mind or the senses or the sense objects. Without all this, that is ever shining. Hridaya kuhara madhye kevala brahmamatram aham iti spurati. So ekachintanam. Then after that the intellect falsified this mind is a mithya. Then what remains there? A blank mind, a objectless awareness, or the object free mind is called consciousness. Okay, so as like this, there is no substance as a pot, this nama rupa pot. There is no pot substance at all. Okay, the substance means the pure vastu is only clay. In the same way, the world is not real. The world is not real. Really, the world doesn't have any substantiality. But the substance is I, the Atma. The I, the Atma. This knowledge is called manonashaha. This knowledge itself is called manonashaha. Without doubt, without any less of doubt. So ekachintanam means some other points I am telling. Now we are clear about the nasham and mrutam. Ekachintana means live 100% by tuning yourself to yourself, or 100% live with the live by tuning with the God or Lord. Lord, God, or Paramatma, all are one and the same, Atma. And we have to remember that hereafter, whenever if the mind is disturbing and mind become miserable, mind only becomes miserable, no? You have to remember that I am away from myself. Whenever I become away from myself and giving importance to this Namarupa Prapancha, then my ego factor functions so strongly there will become miserable. That's why if the person is becoming got hurt and become miserable means his ego is getting affected. The egoistic aham personality is got affected. That's why if you are stronger the ego, your misery is more. More miserable you are means you are more strong egoistic person. That's all. That is the indication. So another point is so whenever we are happy and joyful means we are one with ourself, our Lord. This is the only landmark. When we are unhappy, miserable, we are more strong in ego. We are strongly established in ego. Whenever you are happy and joyful, we are one with the Paramatma. So, now when I talk about this God or Paramatma, why I am bringing these words in between? Because they are commonly used. If you say yourself, Atma, you, that is also correct only, because Jivatma, Paramatma, there are one and the same, not two. So by using God or the Paramatma, Atma, nothing wrong. Now here the point is, don't seek this God or this Atma, but discover the God. Discover the God. That means discover the Atma. Discovering the Atma means where is this Atma? And Shastra tells that I am the Atma. How can I be the Atma? So like this we have to start do the Vicharana with the help of the Shastra and the Guru. So this process of discovering the God means the process of undoing. The process of discovering the God, discovering the Atma means the process of undoing. See, now for example, in this handkerchief, I kept this object of clip and it is wrapped. It is wrapped. Now, to know what is there inside and find out that particular covered kept inside that object, I have to simply remove these covers. That's it. Remove these covers. Discover means displace the cover and the vastu, the object is available there. Object is there. So I have not created the clip. Clip is already there. It is just covered. In the same way, we are not we are not created the Atma newly. We have just discovered. What are the things, layers covered here, the Atma? My body. This body, not my body. I say simply, but this body, this mind, this intellect, these are all the coverings. Panchakosha avaranam. That's why in Shastra, Panchakosha Viveka, the method, Paddhati given. So many different Vivekas, analysis. So like this, we have to undoing. That's all. Nothing. Whatever we are so far covered by doing this, doing that, so many attributes and so many things I gathered. Jati, Niti, Kula, Gohotra, so many. Now I am far away from all this. These are all the unwanted coverings to me, unnecessary coverings to me, covered by me because of the ignorance. Then, so stop seeking and discover. So next sloka gives the answer to this discovery. Okay, gives answer to the discovery. That is already next sloka means here already is said ekachintanat nashametyadaha means all the coverings are removed, discovered, covers are removed, layers are removed, like that. Then after telling this now here ekachintana means atma vichara, but Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi not given how to do this atma vichara clearly, step by step, as the Shastra gives the methodology and all that. So randomly it is said here. Of course, many other quotations and Bhagavan's compositions here and there, after picking up, people will say that Ramana said everything. But it is not a, as the Sampradaya goes, like, studying the Prasthanatraya, going to the Guru. These things are not much given importance are told, but indirectly told. So we should not take it for granted that Atma Vichara is not said. So only I am inquiry itself is sitting in one corner of my room or place anywhere and keep on asking who am I, who am I. Of course, that gives you some kind of introvertedness and all that, but unless otherwise you go to a guru, a self-realized man who is the Shrotriya and Brahmanishta, who is available, ready to teach also, that is the only way. But we should not ask a stupid question that then Ramana Maharshi didn't go to anybody. No, that this exception we cannot take it and generalize. That once in a while somebody, but how you know Ramana Maharshi gone to the Guru in his last Janma, and he completed all his this kind of preliminary sadhanas and everything. That's why he is giving the essence of that Upadesha Saaram given by the teacher Sadashiva Paramatma Shiva Lord Shiva Bhagavan. And what Bhagavan said here, he is talking about the karma also in the beginning, he is talking about the bhakti also in the beginning, and then told about the pranayama. So these are all the preparatory steps needed, but that you should learn and understand by studying a systematic study of the Vedanta from a teacher. This we have to remember. Okay, and now this pranayama part, how much the importance of the pranayama? It is like a first aid. First aid is very important in the first, but after that the person should be given the second aid also, which is also very important. That is a long term treatment and permanent treatment, but first aid is only first aid. Okay, if the first aid is only first aid, we don't do, no, you have to do first aid. That means what? Doing karma yoga and making your mind shuddhi, chitta shuddhi also is the first aid. I mean, doing a upasana yoga and making your mind a single pointed is also a first aid. Then doing the pranayama and some extent calming down the mind, you learn how to, how the mind is functioning. You are certainly learn to observe the movements of the mind. That is also first aid. But all these things after, you have to give the second aid also, which is actually can be called as the permanent treatment. Like that, here we should not neglect, both are needed. Okay, now Whenever the mind is healthy, we never feel the mind is there. When the mind disturbs unhealthy only, we feel its presence and the disturbance. For example, our feet are good, no problem at all, we walk, nothing will feel. But if a small one stone is there in your shoe, okay, that creates the disturbance. You cannot walk peacefully. Same way, as long as the body is healthy, we won't feel the presence of the body or anything. But when each joint or the your tooth or the leg or anywhere starts giving pain, then we will feel the presence of the body. Why I am telling this point? Again, connecting to that laya, vinashanam. If the mind is healthy, we won't feel the presence of the mind. But that you don't take it as a mind is not there. Mind is there, but we don't feel the presence of mind. It is almost not there. Even though it is there, it is almost is not there. It is as good as not there. So laya vinashane. Okay, nashanam mrutam. Then Bhagavan now entering into the next set of shlokas. I will read. Nashtamaanaso utkrushta Nashtamaanaso utkrushta yoginaha Krutyamasti kim swastitim yataha Drishyavaritam chittamatmanaha Chitvadarshanam Tatvadarshanam. Now almost Bhagavan entered into the Gnana Yoga, the Atma Vichara part, and but up to the 16th shloka, 15-16, it is only a just simple introduction like to the Gnana Yoga. Okay. Now here we will ponder on some points. First let me complete the word to word meaning. Now here Bhagavan praising this person who is able to falsify his mind with his own intellect. He is called as Utkrushta Yogi. Here yogi word, you let us please take in a only sense of a wise person, Gnani. Not as generally used that yogi means who did lot of tapas or the yoga sadhana and gained some kind of mystic powers and all that. Here, who is actually a very, very supreme yogi. Gnani only is the supreme yogi. We know many stories in our history. Particularly, they always say in Maharashtra there was a great yogi, Hatha yogi, who lived for 1500 years, Changadev Maharaj. The story comes along with the story, life history of the Gnanadev Maharaj, Sant Gnaneshwar. Finally, such a old person means who lived long has to come and learn from the small children, and that too the sister of the Santa Gnaneshwar who is just 10 years below, and he learned the Atma Gnanam from that girl. That yogi can do Kaya Kalpa, and after every 100 years he will change his body almost like that. That's why he lived 1500 years. But he accepted that still I am a Ajnani only. Otherwise, why he has to come and learn from that small girl 10 years old? And he agrees that I got defeated in the hands of this 12 years or what may be age difference, Santa Gnaneshwar, maybe 14 years. Sant Gnaneshwar also having the siddhis and some kind of miracles and all that, but still he is a Gnani, but he is having siddhis also. But in that, which is superior? Utkrishta yogi is the Gnani. But don't misunderstand that if the siddhis are not there, he is not a Gnani. Gnani can be there without siddhis, but who is having siddhis, they are all not Gnanis. See this. Whoever are having siddhis, they may not be all are Gnanis, but every Gnani without siddhis also is a Gnani. Siddhis are not required to be a Gnani. So here, this quality of the mind and the powers of the mind are nothing to do with our Purnatvam. In the Bhagavatam, Uddhava Gita, Bhagavan Krishna very clearly told, he explained about the siddhis, but he finally discard them and says that they are the obstacles, in fact, Uddhava, for a person to abide in the highest truth. Okay. So, Utkrishta Yoginaha, whom we can call, about whom Bhagavan telling, Nashtamanasaha, who falsified his mind, whose mind is now a healthy mind, and intellectually he falsified Mithyatva Nishchayam. Nashtamanasaha, such a person is only called Utkrishta Yoginaha. To such a Utkrishta Yogi whose mind is completely falsified, then to such a person, Kim Krutyam Asti Yataha Swastitam, who is abided in his own self and falsified the entire Namarupa Jagat, including his body, mind, and intellect complex. To such a person, sir, he is completely gone or dead or what? No, he is very much alive. He is very much living among the people. To such a Gnani, Yataha, okay, Praptavataha, to get, to gain. Kim Krutyam, why we do something? To get something. For him there is nothing to get, nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. To such a wise person, self-realized person, Swastitim, as he Yataha Swastitam, that word if you add like that, such a Praptavataha, Kartavyam Krutam, Praptavyam Praptam, Ataha Aham Dhanyosmi Dhanyos. What is there to do? Then there is any kind of his mind is now no more a disturbed mind, and it is a falsified mind. If at all some unknown, limited, minimum vyavahara because of the prarabdha going on, that mind is used beautifully. So, never think wrongly that Gnani doesn't have the mind. Really, Gnani only is having a very, very beautiful and pure mind. That's why he can love everybody, he can serve everybody, he can mingle with everybody. He always loves, he never hates anybody. So, how it is possible? We are able to feel that love when we are in the presence of the Gnanis. But if the Gnani is not having the mind, where from that love emotion is coming, spreading? Even though he is not verbally or bodily not showing that love, but still their presence, because their presence giving such a type of feeling for us, oneness, calmness, quietness, all these things, The reason is he abided in that Purnatvam. So, what is there for him to do further? There is any duty for him, okay, to such exalted. That means what? Now, all this so far, whatever is spoken of, the puja, japa, dhyanam, and this yoga, samadhi, all these things, nothing to do, nothing now, not required. They are all served their purpose. Now I have reached where I have to reach. After crossing the river by the boat served the purpose, and now I need not, I don't require that boat. I crossed already. I reached my destination. That reaching the destination is called Nastamanasaha, and that reached person is called Utkrishta Yogi. To such a person, no binded duties, no vidhi nisheda also. Shastra itself gives the license to such a person, but he never go because he has given license. He never behave like a unlicentious person. Okay. Then some other points related to this. What else? We must know that by this here in the entry of the Gnanam, I am ever free. Okay. The mental physical conditions are not anyway affect my Swarupa, what I am. Then when we say Gnani is falsified the body, mind, intellect, it doesn't mean that Gnani never care for his body or care for the mind. He will take care. He is never careless. How much is required to make this body to live, how long it is going to live. If it feels hungry, he gives the food. It feels the sleep, he will go to sleep. So he continue to take care of the body and mind, but not like a ordinary extroverted people, but he takes only little. And that too, to keep this body mind fit is only for what? Prarabdha, how long he allows, he will do. As the body feels hungry, stomach, so he fulfills the body minimum needs. Same way, if any disease comes also, he gives the medicine to the body. So, Loka Sangrahardham, if the mind is not there, if the mind is not used, how the Gnani can talk? How the Gnani can teach? Then how this Guru Parampara Sampradaya comes? So this, don't forget that. We should definitely go to the teacher. Here there is a possibility of misunderstanding. I don't want any Guru, because Ramana Maharshi said like this, and his photo is there, and I read some of the books and all that. But you are in a good path, you are interested in spiritual path, you are doing it, but you won't get the clear way. Our Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan, why he has to take so much pain to explain clearly, step by step to the Arjuna? He can also tell one word and one sentence, just inquire, who am I? But he told. Not only that, he emphasized that also in the 4th chapter. तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः तद्विद्धि pranipatena. You go and surrender, fall at the feet of the Gnani, accept that such a person as your teacher, and then you learn from him. Pariprashnena, ask the doubts and clarify, learn it. And by doing the seva also, that helps you to nullify your ego. So why Shastra prescribes all this Guru Susresha and all that? In many places you can see in the Upanishads and even Gita also. Acharyopasanam shaucham. Acharya upasana means doing the seva. Acharya seva or puja, all that. So we should not go to a teacher and learn sampradaya baddha teaching. And Mundaka also, Bhagavan, these are not the Bhagavan's own opinion. Which Bhagavan? Bhagavan Sri Krishna's not own opinion. He is also borrowing and telling from the Upanishad, Vedam. What Upanishad said? To know that tad vijnanardham sa gurumevabhigachet samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishtam. If you want to know the truth, go to the person who knows the truth, who realized the truth already, who walked in this path, who is having a teacher, guru to him. So simply keeping the photos of the great masters, it's one way good only. It is a good atmosphere, good feeling and all that. Why can't you spend a time in a week or a day and don't never try to read it by yourself? You go to the teacher and you need to study for length. Systematic, consistent, for a lengthy period of time from a living teacher of the Sampradaya. This is the only way. Okay? Not only that, in Chandogya Upanishad also, Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Okay? Acharyavan Purushaha Vedaha. Who is having the Acharya only, he knows the truth. There is a possibility of knowing the truth, not otherwise. So in this way, Bhagavan now entering into the Gnana Yoga and already entered. Now 16th Shloka giving a clue, just starting that. Drishyamaritam chittamatmanaha. When the chittam, the mind, withdrawn from the drishyam. Drishyam means drishyam. This entire objective world, drishyam. Varitam means withdrawn. Drishyavaritam chittam, the mind withdrawn from the scene, this objective world, and then what it will do? It is just now looking within, looking its source. When it starts looking within, then of its own Atmanaha, then it reaches and merges and be with one with the Chit, the consciousness. That Chit recognition itself is Darshanam, means here not a vision. This is another misunderstanding and misguiding words used many places in the Shastra. Okay, apnoti, attained, reached, gacchati. These are all just only a indicative words, but there is no any action involved in this. In the same way, darshanam. I had a darshan of the Lord. I had a darshan of the Lord in the temple. Very beautiful darshan, good darshan. That means you saw through your eyes. But you know, whatever is drishyam, tat nashyam. Whatever is nashyam, drishyam, tat mithya. And how can I understand this? So you need a guru to explain. So darshanam means it is not seen by these fleshy eyes. Darshana means it is recognized intellectually. That's why Gnana, in Gnana Marga, the intellectual cognition itself is called the knowing, no doing. This knowing happens only by listening. That much you have to do. That listening you have to do. Further, more than that, there is nothing doing. So knowing itself is being. Shastra tells, Brahmavit Brahmaiva bhavati. So knowing is being, but doing never becomes the being. So knowing is very important. Here darshana means knowing. Chaitanya matram avasishyate. Okay? The mind withdrawn from the objects. Then what is there? Object free, objectless mind. Sometimes people say that thoughtless mind. What? Yeah, that thoughtless mind means it is a pure consciousness only. It is not sunyam. You never misunderstand that there is nothing, so it is a sunyam. It is not sunyam, it is purnam. It is a purnam. It is a ananda swarupam. Because how you can say sunyam? You are there no, to say everything is sunyam. Who is telling? You are there, I am. Then you are there, how everything can become sunyam? Very simple logic. But the sunyavada people are there who consider sunyavadam, nothing, no, nothing is there. You are there, no. That nothing is everything, that everything is one thing, that one thing is I am, that I am is full, purnam. In this way, this chitva darshanam is only tattva darshanam. Okay? Tattva bodha, atma bodha, tattva darshanam. So by discriminating which is anatma, which is mithya, unreal, and recognizing what is real. This tattva darshanam is nothing but the chitva darshanam, both are one and the same. The vision of reality is nothing but the vision of the form of consciousness. Form, English words mislead. Form means what? Again, there is no form for consciousness. Okay, that is only called. Anyhow, the words may be differ. Chitva darshanam, atma darshanam, Bhagavad darshanam, Swarupa darshanam, all are self recognition of the recognition of the self. Cognition. So these words are all should be clarified clearly by studying more and more deeply along with the Upanishads. So see, Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads are very beautiful, the royal path given to us. Then why can't we walk in that? Why want to go through a shortcuts? Simplified, crash courses, crash learning, crash teaching, you will be crushed. Follow, don't waste the time. Stick to one teacher and listen to the systematic study. Slowly, no hurry in this, no competition in this path. Correct your personality, and slowly, slowly, you will become a personality less person. A personality less person is a self-realized, wise person, Mahatma. Now here, okay. Just a few minutes, I conclude this particular topic. Here, Chit word has come. Now, Chit means consciousness, okay? Self-illumined consciousness, Chit. I am conscious of, I am conscious of, I am conscious of you, I am conscious of that, I am conscious of me, my body. Conscious of, I know. That knowing principle itself is, that's why it is Gnanam. Consciousness is another word called Gnanam. Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. Now, some simple definitions we must know about before proceeding to the further vicharana. And just 4 points I will tell and conclude. This Chaitanyam or Chit which we are talking, which are going to talk more deeply, and Bhagavan Ramana is going to explain, is not a part of this, it is not a part or product or it's any kind of body's part, product or an attribute of the body. Okay. Consciousness is not a part of this body, product of this body or an attribute of this body. Then Chaitanyam, then what it is? It is an independent entity which is pervading through all this body. Body, when I say mind, everything is included. And making this Jada, inert body mind complex, also Chaitanyam. So, Chit Chaitanyam is an independent entity but pervading the entire body and enlivens the body. Third point is, being it is enlivening this particular body, pervaded through this body, but it is not bound by the boundaries of this body. It is not depending on the boundaries of this body alone. Beyond these boundaries of this body also it is pervaded as like the space. Now, if this body gets destroyed, nothing happened to that consciousness Chit which is pervaded through this body, made this body alive, enlivened this body. If this body dies also, nothing happened to that Chaitanyam or the Chit. It remains. It remains. But transaction cannot be done. Transaction cannot be done because there is no medium. So, being there is no transaction to do there is no medium to do the transaction, we cannot conclude or say that Chaitanyam Chit is not there. You recognize now, that's why you must recognize yourself is the Chit, Sat Chit Anandam, when this Upadhi is available, because otherwise another Upadhi will come. So with this upadhi, ajnana upadhi, with this instrument, while living in this instrument, through this instrument, you must gain and claim that I am beyond this body mind complex. I am all pervading, ever existing Satchit Ananda Swarupam. This is just for side points I have given that. Okay. Remember these things, and this clarified later in the further forthcoming shlokas. We'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.